Hi, it is Mickey here from A Pretty Talent and the Waterwell Ministries, and I am back. And as promised, I am going to be doing this Bible study on Ezekiel. I have two female figures here that I have prepared. Well, their heads, not their figures. So the pages are prepared with gesso on both sides, white gesso. And then I've decoupaged these printouts on here. The faces are printed 9 to a page. That's the size that I'm going with in the big Bibles. And then I just fussy cut them out and collage them or decoupage them onto the page. Now they are finds that I found on the internet. That's what I'm working with. Now I am going to do this in the Ezekiel. I'm just returning my pens here. I haven't done that. And it's Ezekiel chapter 36, where God is speaking to Ezekiel about his relationship with Israel. And the personification of Israel in this passage. And so often Israel is referred to as God's bride, as often as we are referred to in the New Testament as the believers as God's bride. You have that same sort of image. And that imagery is not necessarily in this passage, but it is God speaking about the restoration of his relationship with his people. And so I've gone with this image of the bride. Well, yeah, let's see how we do this. I have kind of used this stencil in a previous one, and I think I would like to explore this a little bit more. So why don't I, or do I just want to do freehand? I don't know. Whatever I do with one, I need to do with the other, so there is that. Let's do a partial. Let's not do the full stencil. Let's do a partial stencil. That could be interesting. I haven't done that yet. So a partial stencil would mean that I am using a pen to stencil the lines that we are confronted with. Let me keep that line. Let me keep that line. And only that. Yes. Then I'm going to move the stencil over because it's smaller than the figure. I'm going to again use the shoulders, the arms, the hands. Let me keep that line, and let me keep that line. Well, the arms might be a little short. What do we think? Okay. Let's go with that. Why not? Let's bring this down. I'm just sort of showing you how you could use the stencil, and well, I'm experimenting honestly to see if it's a good fit. Yep, okay, we'll keep that, the feet. And then what? Let's do a mermaid dress. Shall we do a mermaid dress? I think so. So mermaid dress is going to come out. something like that. Some of these need to come up a little bit higher. Yeah. Oh, we can fix those. And it's not too shabby actually. What kind of a waist do we want to do? Something like this. Maybe. A waist like this. Will we give her some accentuating thing here? I don't know what that's going to be. We'll see. Okay. I think she can be that. What are we doing with this girl on this side? Well, let her be this one. Let's do the other way around. I like her the other way around. So we turn the stencil over. Her foot. Okay. Well, right. Let's keep the hands. I'm going to keep the upper thigh, I think so. Let's drop the foot substantially. Keep the foot. Let's go to the other side. It's not exactly the same shoulder. Let's try and get it in as best we can. I think I need to take it from there, not from up there. You're going to take the upper thigh. You're going to drop the foot substantially. I think we can make this work. But I also think there are some lines I don't want here. Now, this is the 0 colorless blender. And I am going to come in with it and I'm going to take out this line. That makes more sense. I'm going to take out that line. So I'm just blending it and that's, I think a little bit more here. Okay, she's coming out very wide on this side. But let's go with it. Let's just go with it. I think we can make it work. Let's put that on behind her. Lady, where's your waist? Let's get your waist in here because you're not actually my drawing. So where do we have your waist? Your waist is there. And your waist is there. My goodness, okay. How about I drop your waist a little bit? How about I drop your waist like this? Yeah. I think so. How about I do that? And then I am going to, what's with my pen? let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, got a couple of ones we don't like here, but that's fine. We'll do that miserable line there. Let's bring in, pen. It's misbehaving. Like that. And then let's make, oh, that one disappeared. That's dark. It's dark, it's dark. Okay. We can sell that. We can sell it. I want this lady to be brown grey, I think. 104. She's a, yeah, no, it's still too yellow. How about this one? Yellow ochre. Still yellow. She's not that yellow. I'll come in with the yellow and I'll fix it in a little bit. But if you're going to be yellow, my dear, you've got to be yellow all over. You can't just be yellow in your arms. Okay. Okay, then that blue is a rather interesting blue. Let's go with peacock blue, number 61. And this is the, ooh, that's not the blue that she's wearing. Not at all. But we will start it with this. Oh, interesting, you know, she's got a swirly thing going. Okay, how about this one? 64, Indian blue. Why do I have a resistance here? Why does it feel like my pens are dry? They are new. And they can't be dry because they actually brand new. Look at that, there's nothing. There's nothing here. Now, that is ridiculous. I am taking them apart. That is stone dry. Stone dry. Now this is the color I need, and I'm going to force it to be there. What about cobalt blue? Yeah, okay. This one will mask it. I'm a little upset about that one pen. Gotta be honest with you. Doesn't make me happy, chappy. But okay, that binds it together, so let me not dwell on it. I must toss this thing. I don't want to keep it if it's dry. There will be a time when I will show you what I do with those, because I keep them and then I am going to retrieve what I can from them. There's still something in there, but not something that I can color with. Now let's do what what color? Marine blue? What color is marine blue? It's too much the same. You wouldn't say it. Okay, but I'm gonna just not. Let's go with dark green. This is dark green, number 51. Looks nothing like the color on the lid. I like the color there. This pose is very challenging, and it's kind of what drew me to this figure, is that she is so excessively challenging, and it kind of feels to me like this is Israel when they are challenging God with their behavior. She's kind of representative of that. I'm going to put her in brown boots and give her a matching belt. And then I'm pretty much going to call it a day on this figure. I do want somewhere for her to stand. Which one shall I use? Let's use cool grey. GG. This is green grey, I think. GG9. It's partially obliterated. Okay. That's a curious one. Ooh. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking when I went with that line. It has bled through. Nothing I can do now. You stand there in these green pasture lines. Okay, right. Shall I finish with this one first and then go on to that one? I think so, because I'm... yeah, let me first develop two such different figures. Now this one is... oh, a shame. She's much paler, isn't she? Which one are we going to go with for your skin color, darling? Potato brown. I don't know what color potato brown is. Is it, oh no, it's not bad. You're very potato brownish, actually. It's not bad. I'm just going to go to the chisel point because it goes a little faster. This is not a bad choice for our girl. Okay. Oh, I'd say it's a dead match, but it's fine. Now, shall we go with the deep olive green? No, we can't. Hang on. There's a specific color going there. Prussian blue. Is this an option? Yeah, I can do Prussian blue. Prussian blue looks like this. And if I come into this dress with a color, I think I would be able to pull it off. Not entirely, but to an extent. Now, I want the Prussian blue to show there. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. Now, what color do we accentuate with? I think we must go with a carmine red. 11. Carmine red. Give her red shoes, boots, whatever it is. Red belt. And even a red belt buckle, that's fine. That kind of likes up nicely with the color of her mouse. She is an odd one. She is an odd one. Let's again go for this color at the bottom. As if they are walking the same fields. Yeah. Now, our two girls are there. Let's decide what else to do with them. What background color does this blue girl get? Is it going to be ridiculous if I use light violet? Number 82. No, we can be a little ridiculous, it'll be fine. I might actually use the same colors on this side, we'll see. I'm going to come in with purple pink, number 17. And I'm going to overlap the colors first, so they kind of draw into each other. And come over here. Call that a day. And then how about we do something bright, vivid pink, number 6. How vivid is it? Oh, it's not extremely, but whatever. Yeah, it'll do it. Let's go in a bit and a bit of an overlap there, and that should do it. I like 3 colors at least on the background. It's it makes it a bit more interest than you'd otherwise get. And I think to tie these two together, I am going to go with the same kind of color scheme here. You don't have to, but I'm going to do that. The pinks, the purples and greens next to each other are lovely. I'm going to do this. Do it slightly differently this time. Okay. Then we use this one. And we came in kind of like this. And then I'm going to do this, which is, oops, I went into an area that wasn't gessoed. That's okay. There's something really, oh, it's this. This is die cut lettuce, and they've been, it's 2 layers. And so if the colouring is struggle here, it's because I'm over the lettuce there. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Do this one, the last one. I'm going to just bring it in. And then pick it up there at the top. Again. Ooh. Not the easiest page to colour on this side because of the bumps and things on the other side. But that will suffice. There is a white spot I want to cover here. I don't want to cover all of them, but that one I want to cover. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. And let me just get all these millions of pens out of my way. And then we can take it further. Okay. Oh, we did use a lot of colors on these. I kind of like what happened here with the bloom. Oops, it's the wrong side that I've got to open. Oh my word. I'm not having luck with this black. Pen. It keeps pulling apart instead of opening. There we go. I kind of like what happened with this bloom, so I'm going to go with what happened with the bloom. I'm going to make it part of the shoe there. Okay. I don't think I want to work too much on this design. I'm going to come in and accentuate a couple of lines a little bit more, but that's pretty much it. Now there is going to be a line here, which I want to accentuate, and I want to accentuate these lines as well. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then I want to do a couple of crosses, and the crosses in this case are larger than I normally make them, but this is done on purpose because I kind of want them to refer to Jesus, who will come and fulfill this restoration, which the law could not do. He came and kind of completed the process. And so if my crosses are a little bit more exaggerated than they normally would be, that would be the reason for it. I am going to also do something with the chisel point. I'm not sure what. Let's do lines. Like that. Kind of weird. So I'm kind of using the chisel point, the wrong way around, I suppose. I don't think there's a wrong and a right, actually, but I suppose in a sense it would be construed as the wrong way around. I'm going to do that. And that. And they tend to bloom where I leave off, and that's an interesting shape it creates. Now, let's bring in a bit of washi tape. Here on the side. And a bit of washi tape here on the side. I think it's enough. And then I would like to come in with a white. Just little V's. Where do I repeat this? Or don't I? Well, I need to be careful that I don't turn them into ticks. Because my hand automatically wants to make them ticks because I've been sitting and marking. Okay, I do like that. Now, do I want to do anything else? I think not. I'm not going to bring these lines back. Am I? No, I kind of like how they've become obliterated. I'm going to just leave them as is. I actually kind of like these two ladies. They're cute. That's it. There is forgiveness in Christ. What we need to do is to put aside idolatry. And I know this sounds like something really strange to say. But we tend to create our own God. We tend to create God in our own image instead of being beings that were created in God's image. We think God is like this. And then we make him to be that. We need to put aside our idolatry, the gods that we have created for ourselves, and have a true relationship, a relationship with a true God, who he really is. You're going to get to know him through his word, through a study of his word, walking and talking with him, living with him, upholding his standards. That's how you build a relationship. But I'm going to leave you with that thought. May you get to know God for who He truly is and grow in your knowledge of Him, is my prayer for you. In Jesus' name. So, until next time, see you in the next video, guys. Cheers.